Into the conversation with Paul Kofi Mante, Managing Director of EDC Investments. Paul, once again, thank you very much for joining us. And we cannot start the conversation without looking at the financial market, particularly now that following the domestic debt exchange. That actually created lots of issues here and there.
Yeah.
And so before we get into everything, retirement, how's it like?
Well, the things are picking up very well. When you look at post-DDEP, for the collective investment schemes, the kind of bonds were issued, rate was 10%. At that time, Treasury bill rate went up to 35%. Today, Treasury bill is heading towards 10%. So the bond market, it's relatively better. We are not there yet, but things are picking up. And the good part is, for our industry, for example, a lot of the fund managers also created sub-accounts for the funds that had challenges, so that new contributions are not mixed up with the old one, the DDEP bonds. So now those who bring new contributions, these investments go into a new account. So it's like business as usual, whilst we still trying to deal with the DDEP bonds. But things are picking up. When you look at deposits, in terms of investment, new flows, things are really picking up, especially from January to date.
Great. I'm interested in the way things are picking up. But you also talk about not mixing new investment with old ones. Explain that a bit for us, why that is important.
That is important because, once we went through the debt exchange, which we all prayed it had never happened, now you have bonds that have coupons of relatively low rate, 10%, and they are locked up till 2027 and 2028. Two bonds were issued. Now, when people bring in new contributions and you add it to the old one, both these new contributions and those who had invested earlier on will end up getting the same weighted average returns, when the return on investment at the moment are far better than the DDEP. Exactly. It was something we wanted to avoid. The DDEP and all that, but it happened, and we didn't think it was proper to mix new contributions with the old ones. So we insulated, so that it's also part of the process of rebuilding the confidence. So people know that when bringing in new contribution is not going to be mixed with the DDEP bonds. So when you look at the new contributions, redemptions and all that are back to normal, whilst the old funds, sometimes you struggle a bit to sell the bonds. If we had mixed it, it means that people can bring new contributions, and when they need their money, sometimes you have redemption delays.
Okay, except that those who are in the old contributions will actually say, why don't you mix it so that they can also get there?
Well, I think the
but we went into an extraordinary general meeting to get the shareholders and investors approval, because they are the same people who are bringing new contributions. And they wanted the new contributions insulated from the old.
They don't want the new wine to be put in the old wine.
Exactly.
Anyway, let's talk about the current state. Let's focus on retirement now. It's good that the markets are picking up again. It means that things are beginning to normalize now. But let's look at the current state of retirees. What is there? What are the statistics?
Yeah, Winston, it's important to state that when you look at the average worker will have between 20 years and about 35 years of working years. Average maybe about 25, 30. Anybody who pays attention within this period can plan for a decent retirement. Now, on the statistics, based on the last population census schedule, when you check the number of Ghanaians who are more than 60 years, based on the last population census, it's something around 2 million or a little over 2 million. The last time I checked, the number of Ghanaians who are more than 60 who are on SNID pension are less than 300,000. So you have over 1.7 million Ghanaians who are not on SNID pension. That makes it very important to talk about retirement planning. But beyond that, even the less than 300,000 who are on SNID pension, the last time I checked, over 90% of them were on the pension between 300 cedis and 5,000 a month.
Hold on, 90%?
Over 90%.
300 cedis and 5,000?
Yeah. remember the pension is a function of your income. Income levels are relatively low, you know. So I would say that SSNIT is mandatory, it's by law, so we all need to pay SSNIT. But beyond paying your SSNIT, you have a responsibility to pay attention to your retirement and plan for it. This morning I went to the SSNIT website and I was checking the indexation for 2025, and it stated that 63% of SSNIT pensioners receiving 1,814 cedis or less, 63%, 1,814 cedis or less, will enjoy an increment up to 32%, depending on the level.
1,800,
yes,
or less, and that's 63%.
Yes. So after the 2025 indexation and the increment, now it moves to 2,033 cedis.
Or less.
Or less, and the lowest is 397 cedis.
How's that person going to survive? I mean, Paul, before you continue, let's look at present day Ghana. 400 cedis.
Yeah.
You buy 1 tank of water if you live in Sakumono. That's what you can afford.
Yeah.
I mean, how are those people going to survive?
Well, I mean, it's the reason why we need to have this conversation, because, like I said, SSNIT, I mean, you may want to invite them to also have a conversation, because there's a formula for calculating the SSNIT. They use the 3 best years of your income, the number of years you have contributed to SSNIT, among others. And you know, there are a number of workers who are on high allowances and very low basic. The income on which the pension contribution is calculated is lower, and the allowances are huge, and they are enjoying today, but in fact the pension they're going to have when they retire is going to be low. Instead of consolidating everything so that the contribution to your pension into your future is higher, a number of people will prefer the high allowances. But I mean, it is what it is. This is the reality. This is the situation. It's the reason why we are having this conversation. And I will encourage our listeners and the viewers, you take a sample of people who are in retirement and ask yourself if this is the kind of retirement you want to have. When you look at them, a number of them, it's nothing to write home about.
Okay, I mean, we'll get to the others, but you know, you talk about the fact that I'm interested in, you know, how much people pay, because part of the ways in ensuring that people have a good retirement also is for them to know. You say many people are enjoying fat salaries, as we put it here in Ghana, but the reality is that the contribution towards their pension is insignificant.
Yeah.
How is that the case? Help us understand.
Yeah. Because the contribution towards pension, it's based on the salary.
As in your basic salary.
Your basic salary.
Okay.
So when the basic salary is not great, whatever goes to SSNIT will also not be great. In fact, all this is one of the reasons why in 2010 we came up with the pensions reform, where we now have the 3-tier pension scheme, where SSNIT is just tier 1. That gives you your monthly pension, and there is a tier 2, which is mandatory and it's privately managed, which will give you a lump sum. Okay, and there is a tier 3, which is voluntary, the Provident Fund, and we encourage companies to do the Provident Fund as well, just to be able to provide some buffer beyond the figures we are talking about. And I you know what I do. I've seen people who tier 3 is over 1 million Ghana cedis, 2 million Ghana cedis. So that gives you some lump sum that you can either use to buy some annuity that will give you some monthly pension, or you put it into an investment and you just enjoy the returns on the investment. Now what we have seen recently, a number of companies are even doing tier 4, which is in addition to tier 1, 2 and 3, just to make sure that the employees would have a good retirement. And I would want to encourage owners of companies and HR managers that we also need to be interested in the tier 3 and all that, because when somebody works for you and they retire and they don't look good, it's not good for the company as well.
So before we get into the various things we can do, I want to understand. I mean, you've talked about the SSNIT. Beyond this, why is it important? I mean, after all, we say that when we go on retirement, SSNIT will give us monthly salaries. We also would take our lump sum. We are good. Why do we need to do additional things when these should be enough to take care of us?
We see a number of reasons. Reason number one is the low monthly pension payment in a number of developing countries, including Ghana, and we've shared the statistics already for Ghana. Another one is personal financial planning for retirement makes it easy. If you are deliberate, it makes it easy to have great retirement. And I have a few old men like that. My oldest client should be about 95 years.
95?
Yes, who is doing great. I mean, I have a client we talk almost every week who retired in 2006 and looking very well because they plan for their old age. You can laugh over this, but there is one who retired and asked me to come home for a conversation. And his question was, my investment on the side, how much interest do I make every month? He was making 60K. So I said 60K a month. And he goes like, you know what? Then from the end of this month, the month we're having the conversation, pay 30,000 into my account every month. And my question was, for what? Because you're also on SSNIT. He said, for chopping. On the side,
high life account.
On the side, his plan was 1,000 a day. This is beside the SSNIT, 1,000 a day. So 30K, 30 days.
I like that man already.
Oh, look, and he goes to his hometown almost every weekend.
Of course, he can go
because you see, when you are old and you are doing well, you can laugh over it. He says when somebody's daughter is going to get married, they will invite you that Charlie, you have to be there,
and you got the best funeral jollof and the best wedding jollof.
You see where could you?
That's the high life.
and wasting another. That's on the lighter note, but another reason is longer life expectancy because of access to better healthcare and all that. We are living longer than before, so you can easily retire at 60 and live till 85, till 80. My mom is 84; she's still alive. So it makes it important to take retirement planning serious. Another one is escalating health costs during old age. And Kojo, you were talking about it before we came on air. You know, as you are growing, whether you like it or not, you need to tighten the joint and a few things here and there. Yeah. So it makes it important. Another one is that you may not have the energy to work. Even if work is available, you may not have the energy. And when you have the energy, you may not find a job, even if you have the energy. Another reason is that you may not be able to depend on your children.
But why should you depend on them?
A lot of people see children as a retirement plan, and it's important to state here that children are a responsibility. Children are not a retirement plan. If you make children your retirement plan, you may be disappointed.
Oh, but Paul, we say that mature must see if
it depends on who we are talking to. When we are talking to children who have their parents alive, I mean, I am a strong believer in the Bible, and the Bible says we should honor our parents. So we encourage young people to take care of their parents. My mom is one of the 1.7 million who don't have a SSNIT pension. So 8 children. We all contribute every month and we pay her. We give her a pension. We contribute little from everybody. So every month she's on salary. She's on salary. So it's important. So I do that and I encourage others to do that. But when we are talking to parents, we are telling them plan your old age without the children. Let whatever the children will bring be an addition. Don't make the children a retirement plan. So when you are not disappointed, or some of the children are also struggling. Some are 30, 35 who are still trying to settle. So don't put the burden on the children, you know. And maybe last but one is the fragmentation of the family system, where we are being westernized. It's more nuclear than extended. It's not the best, but it's the reality. So you can easily have a situation where your children will be looking at my wife, my children, my husband, my children, all like previously when we had a bigger family system where we all live together. All this makes it important to plan for retirement. And the last one is inflation. cost of goods and services will keep increasing. We can't do anything about inflation. You cannot control it as an individual because it doesn't lie with you. But you can plan such that it doesn't matter how things turn out, you can still live a decent old age.
Great. So now let's get into, now that you've explained to us why it's important to plan, because for many of us, the general feeling was that, and then you have, the tier 2, the lump sum comes in, and by the time you're done, you just go ahead and enjoy your life. You've made us aware that we may not be the Ghanaian who enjoys over 100,000 every month from SNIT. We probably may fall in the 63% who enjoy between 2,200 Ghana cedis or less. So, what can we do? Is the question in planning now. Now we know why it's important. Let's begin to plan.
Okay. So in planning, so the first thing I would say broadly is that you need to build enough income generating asset. So you can live on the income the assets generate. Enough income generating asset. If you came to us, then we can do the technical bit where we ask for things like your current age, retirement age, what kind of retirement income you would want. Based on that, we can do some calculation and tell you what you need to be committing every month and all that. But from the broader perspective, we will say that build enough income generating asset and live on the returns is as simple as that. The big question is, how do you find the money? So before we even talk about how you find the money to be building the income generating asset, and we'll talk about the various assets, I would encourage each person listening to us to have your own targeted lump sum during retirement, whether it's from tier 2 or tier 3 or investment you are doing on the side, to say that by the time I retire, I want to have, let's say, 500,000 cedis. If you have 500,000 and you use an average interest rate of 18%, that will give you something like 7,500 cedis every month. If you can build up to 1 million, that will give you something like 15k every month. 2 million can give you something like 30k every month. And I'm using an average, it's not a product, I'm just using an average interest rate of 18% for the calculation. And you realize that anybody who pays attention early can build up to the 500,000 or 1 million through the concept of little by little and the power of compounding. It's something we've discussed here over and over. If you pick 500 cedis a month, you use the 18% compounded quarterly. Anybody listening to us who can do 500 cedis a month, within 20 years you cross 1 million. Within 30 years you're looking at something like 6.5 million, and we're looking at 500 cedis a month. We're not talking about any specific product. I'm just using 18% average interest.
Okay.
Yeah. If you are a high income earner, you can do something like 2k. Then within 20 years, you're looking at over 4 million, and we can go on and on and on.
Hold on a minute for me. We need to come back and look at these various models, and also look at you talk about income generating assets. We have to look at those assets in itself. This morning we're joined by Paul Kofi Mante, who is Managing Director of Ecobank Development Corporation EDC Investments, here on the Super Morning Show. We're having a conversation about planning your retirement. And aging comes with its peculiar issues: economic, social, cultural, health challenges. However, even as the population of the aging and the aged grows, issues of the aging and aged are not given much attention. And the aging are therefore plagued with neglect and stigmatization, peculiar health challenges, catastrophic health expenses in the face of reduced income, and the lack of systems to cater for their peculiar needs that come with aging. The Ghana Medical Association, in partnership with Roche Products Ghana Limited and the Multimedia Group, seeks to bring these issues to the fore at the 25th Annual Public Lecture. Join the experts as well as those living at the Sunyani Technical University and online as we discuss the issues, lived experiences, mitigating strategies, and policy proposals to make aging healthier, bearable, and more dignified. The discussion will be under the theme Ghana's Aging Population: Challenges, Opportunities, and Strategies for the Next Decade. It's on the 25th of July. That's Friday, 2025. Time 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Venue Sunyani Technical University. Sunyani online via Facebook and YouTube of Ghana Medical Association and multimedia platforms. Remember, we will all grow old someday, so make time to join and contribute to the discussion.
And big things are happening with Cowbell Coffee. They are giving everyone the chance to win amazing prizes from Netflix subscriptions, PS5 consoles for the gamers, smart TVs, phones, laptops, cash prizes, and even a luxury all-expense paid trip to Zanzibar or South Africa. And the cherry on top is a brand new Suzuki Jimny SUV. What you need to do is to just buy 10 promo sachets of Cowbell Coffee, find the unique code inside, the unique codes in the sachets, and dial *713*27#, or scan the QR code on the sachet to enter your codes into the microsite. 10 sachets equal 1 entry, and boom, you are in. So visit cowbellcoffee.gh on social media for more information. And Cowbell Coffee is with you every moment. Promo is running till September 15, and this advert is FDA approved. The promo is also regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
Is Kumasi your destination this weekend for business, funeral,
yes.
or
I'm
leisure?
going to Kumasi this weekend.
Well, then the answer is that Oak Plaza Suites, that should be your ideal destination for the weekend, located in the prime area of Asokwa with easy access to all parts of Kumasi. Oak Plaza Suites is an epitome of comfort, convenience, and quality. The hotel provides spacious suites, swimming pool, conference rooms, and so much more. They also provide you with airport pickups and valet services. So for those of you looking to do some inquiries or to place a booking, it's 050-716-8268. You can also visit oakplazahotel.com or send them an email, oaksuitesres@oakplazahotel.com.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.
TDC Ghana Limited wishes to inform all business owners, industrial operators, and tenants within the Tema acquisition area that a special rent collection exercise will commence on the 2nd of July and run through to 31st of July 2025. All defaulting leaseholders and occupants are hereby advised to settle outstanding arrears of their house, shops, offices, and ground rent within this period. Failure to comply will result in strict enforcement actions, including closure and sealing of premises and legal recovering procedures. To avoid disruption of your business operations or loss of access to your premises, visit TDC head office at Community 1, Tema. Pay all outstanding arrears and collect official receipts. We urge all stakeholders to treat this notice with urgency to avoid reputational damage and operational disruption. For further information, please contact our 24-hour call center on 0303-202-731. TDC Ghana Limited, leader in the real estate business.
When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I dey use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I dey go bed safe. It dey make my teeth white when it dey comot every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I dey show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome to Spintex Plaza, where living and working blend seamlessly.
Spintex Plaza, the place to be. Furnished apartments feel so free.
Imagine coming home to a luxurious furnished apartment with everything you need.
Rooftop pool, swim under the sky. Rooftop bar where the good times fly. Rooftop gym, get fit and strong. Spintex Plaza, you can't go wrong.
Spintex Plaza, your home, your work, your lifestyle. Come see us today or call us on 0241 327 363. www.spintexplaza.net. Building or renovating? Look no further. At Interface Limited, we have everything you need to create stunning spaces.
Transform your interiors with our top quality plasterboards, acoustic ceilings, and cement boards.
Step into style with our exquisite laminate and engineered floors. And for your data centers, durable raised access floors.
Elevate your outdoor spaces with our WPC decking and fencing.
Protect your home with our beautiful and reliable roof shingles, insulation, canopies, and PVC fascia boards.
Add a touch of elegance with our beautiful POP cornices and roses.
Quality, affordability, and style all in one place. Building a better Ghana, one space at a time. Visit www.interfacelimited.net or call 0274 999 999.
Wherever you are, the game is nothing without you. It's on like never before this season. Every major league, every cup, every qualifier, the players, Kudus, Semenyo, Iñaki, the goals, the emotions, and the bragging rights. It's all on SuperSport, available on DSTV and GoTV. Get your DSTV decoder at 89 cedis and GoTV decoder at 399 cedis. DSTV, your home of entertainment. GoTV. Love it.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM. Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. We're still talking about how to plan your retirement. We'll look at some of the assets that you should, invest in order to ensure that you retire, nicely and then get to enjoy your life. We'll also look at, some of the mistakes you should avoid in retirement. It's very, very important. We have Paul Mante, who's MD, Managing Director of EcoBank Development Corporation, EDC, here with us. But you can also join the conversation. Join us on X, use the hashtag JoySMS. And then on WhatsApp, 055-111-997. Okay, so Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, is your number one supplier of quality office essentials, equipment, and furniture at affordable prices. Now, they've introduced an online store for your shopping convenience, and this means you can just shop by logging on to kingdomstoreonline.com without physically coming to any of their branches. It's hassle-free, and they will arrange delivery to your home and office within a reasonable time. They offer free delivery within Accra and Tema and accept payment via Momo across all networks. Terms and conditions are applied at Kingdom. Quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
Whenever we talk about the MTN Ejumapa bundle, I try to subscribe, but I'm unable to subscribe.
But you're not a woman.
I'm not a woman. So I have to write to MTN to create a Ejumapa for men too, because I think it's too sweet. And if you're a woman running a business, you need that business bestie. You need to get the MTN Ejumapa bundle. Trust me. They give you special data and call bundles. You stay connected to your customers, your suppliers, and everything that helps your hustle grow. And it also comes with insurance benefits. This is to help you protect the business you are working so hard to build and to help you build something that will outlive you. So if you want to scale up, level up, and shine brighter than ever, dial *5060#, grab your Ejumapa bundle, and let's get to work on your success story together. MTN Ejumapa, inspiring women in business.
And there's an important message for you from Anglo Gold Ashanti Ghana, which is cautioning the public against engaging in investment schemes being promoted on social media and also allegedly being offered by Anglo Gold Ashanti Ghana, including the TikTok account promoting an Anglo Gold Ashanti investment scheme. Anglo Gold Ashanti Ghana does not operate or has not authorized any individual or person to offer any kind of investment scheme on TikTok or on any social media platform. So stay alert, protect yourself from fraud, report suspicious activity to the nearest police station. You can also visit anglogoldashanti.com for more information on this. And if you have any reason to verify an information from Anglo Gold Ashanti, then you should be calling 0556 582 933 for more information.
Okay, so let's get back into the conversation. And Paul, before the break, we were talking about the kind of income generating assets. You said you must invest in income generating assets. So what sort of income generating assets are we talking about here?
Yeah, it's important. Once we talk about investment, there is always a relationship between risk and returns. So we need to put it in context. A lot of people want the returns without the risk. If high risk will come, high returns will come with high investment. So what are some of the areas? One of the areas you can pay attention to is real estate. Anytime we talk about real estate properties, you need to be clear in your mind whether it's for consumption or for investment, because they are two different things. For investment means you want to get rental income out of the property. For consumption means you're going to be living in it, and they are two different things altogether. People confuse the two. They are building and they are not clear in their mind. But if we're looking at retirement planning and it's for investment, then you should know that it can come with some challenges. Challenges like low occupancy depending on the location. Challenges like destructive tenants. In challenges like deterioration and refurbishment, which you cannot do anything about. If you are looking at real estate as an investment to generate returns for you during retirement, then the key game changer is a location. If you don't get the location right, it could be a complete waste of money. I remember a man who came to me who wanted to build his tier 2 and tier 3, everything he had, he wanted to go and build for rental income. I asked him where he was going to build. He mentioned the location. To respect those who live in that neighborhood, I will mention the place. How much did he need? 800,000 Ghana cedis for a 4-bedroom house. I said, hold on, go back and let's go and check what kind of rental income you can get within that neighborhood. He comes back with 2,000 Ghana cedis. I said 2,000 Ghana cedis will give you 24,000 Ghana cedis a year. That 800,000, if you invested at even 15% interest rate, that 800,000 will give you 120,000 a year.
Yeah.
If you divided that by 12, that will give you 10,000 cedis every month. Why would you want to exchange 10,000 Ghana cedis for 2,000 cedis? And that 2,000 is gross rental income. Because if you need to do anything on the property, you're going to use part of that money. I've actually seen a situation where somebody collected rent advance and used the entire rent advance to fix the house for the next tenant who was coming in. So real estate is great, but you got to understand the model and you got to do it right, else it's complete waste of money. Another area you can invest in is fixed deposit. Fixed deposit, and like the name sounds, you are depositing your money for a fixed period. So fixed deposit, and please do it with licensed companies, companies that are properly licensed to do so. Don't see some online thing that will give you 30% a month and go and put your money there and create problems for everybody. So fixed deposit you can do with the banks, you can do with the savings and loans, among others. You can also do shares. Just that if you are doing shares, then I will ask that you make sure you get advice, proper advice. Or shares are a bit technical. They can give you decent dividend depending on which company you are investing in, and you can also get some good capital appreciation of your investment. So if you want to do shares, please seek advice. You can also do treasury bills, which is the famous one we all know. If you did treasury bills, just instruct your bank so they can be rolling over. So principal comes and it's reinvested for you plus the interest. And it's a very simple thing that anybody can do. The final area that I will talk about is the collective investment schemes. And I love the collective investment schemes because of two reasons. The flexibility, the fact that you can add money any day. With very little amount, 20 cedi, 50 cedis, you can momo. So the collective investment schemes make it very easy for the ordinary person on the street to start with 20 cedi, 50 cedi, 100 cedis, and you can always add money. You can always take out money from the collective investment schemes, and of course, I manage one, and I'm happy if you come to EcoBank EDC to invest. But Winston, before we move on, it's also important to talk about how people can find the money to even invest. Sure. How do you find the money to invest? Let me talk about 2 or 3 important takeaways. Number 1 is learn to pay yourself every month. And pay.
You are paid salary.
Yes.
You want to pay yourself again.
Yes.
When you take the money, you chop.
Yeah. So when you take the so-called salary, this is what happens with the average income earner. The salary is paid, whether it's 24 or 28 or 38, and they start distributing. Landlord, they start with the Hausa Cocoa. This is a stray bullet.
Small Hausa Cocoa I drink in the
No. Continue.
So you do the Hausa Cocoa, the money ends up with the Hausa Cocoa seller. You do your whatever in the afternoon, the money ends up with somebody. You pay rent, the money ends up with the landlord. You buy food, the money ends up with somebody. You pay school fees, the money ends up with somebody. If you are not careful, you will work hard, you will make money only to be distributing the money. And a lot of people do that. You see, one of the dangers in life is when you know you'll be paid at the end of the month. Because when you know you'll be paid at the end of the month, you spend knowing that in the worst case, money will come. So you are paid, you blow everything, and once everything is gone, you ask one important question: what is today's date?
Today, 23rd.
Exactly, and that gives you some comfort. They say and it's a payday, and payday will come. But before you realize, you've worked for 10 years, you've worked for 15 years, you've worked for 20 years, and you only make the money to distribute the money. I was in Takwa once. I was doing a seminar for a church, and I asked them, how many of you are not investing because your salaries are not enough? Let me see by hand. Winston, guess what? Everybody lifted their hand. So I called 10 people at random. 10 I didn't know them. I was just a guest speaker. 10 people, and I gave them pieces of paper. Asked each person to write their salary for me. The lowest income earner among the 10 was earning 350 cedis a month. For some reason, in the mind of this person, if it is doubled,
350 or 3,500.
350 Ghana cedis. So I asked them how many are not investing because your salaries are not enough. Then I did a follow-up. How many of you believe that if your salary is doubled, it will be enough for you to invest? Let me see by hand. All the hands went up and I called 10 people. So one was earning 350 a month. One among the 10 was earning 5,000 a month. This person earning 350 a month believes that if it is doubled, it will be enough. The guy earning 5K also believes that if it is doubled, it will be enough. One was earning 11,000 Ghana cedis. The highest income earner among the 10 people I called at random was earning 20,000 a month.
Wow.
So the guy earning 20K a month thinks that it's not enough. The guy earning 350 a month thinks that it's not enough. There is a law called the Parkinson law. The Parkinson law explains why most people retire poor, even after earning substantial income through their working years. The Parkinson law states that no matter how much people earn, they will always adjust their lifestyle to match their salary. So as salary is increasing, levels will change. People who go to Bend Down Boutique, I mean, there are people listening to us right now who used to go to Bend Down Boutique. When they started working and things be small, they can't remember the last time they entered Accra Central, because now levels don't change. So it's the reason why you need to pay yourself every month. So the so-called salary, my recommendation is that put some away, that this is for me, this is for my future. And I recommend the 10-20-70 principle for those who believe in tithing. You pay your tithe. If you don't believe in tithing, you give 10% to society, but minimum 20% of every earnings must be invested. If you invest, you will not die. If you don't invest, the money will not be enough. Have you wondered why people take loans? They are using 3 years to clear. They are being deducted maybe 3K every month, 1,500 every month. Within the 3 years, they survive with the deduction. But once they finish the last payment, they readjust their lives back to normal. It's as if nothing has happened. And now they manage to spend everything without the deduction. So I am recommending, if you want to have a decent retirement, let 20% of the income be your salary. This is for me. It's not for funeral, it's not for landlord, it's not for anybody, it's for my future. In fact, based on these teachings, and we've done this over and over, there are people I know who do 40% a month, even 50% a month. If you can do 20% a month, I give you between 10 and 20 years, you will be fine. You will have a decent retirement. And also invest all windfalls. A windfall is any money you haven't budgeted to receive. You will live your life
but
without
people
that.
say the money shows you what to do with it. Once you get the money, it will show you what to do.
The money will show you what to do with it if you don't have a plan for it. If you have a plan for money.
Hold on, Paul. You have been thinking of something. You don't have the money to do it now. And God being so good, somebody has gifted you some money.
Sometimes, when the money comes, it's the things you've not thought about that comes into your head.
But sometimes you are thinking about things. You talk about a high life account.
Yes.
You're planning your. If I get money, I'll go on this vacation.
Sometimes
the money comes.
Sometimes the thing is like spiritual. You see, immediately,
just because you're also a preacher man. Because you see, the boys will quote Ecclesiastes chapter 18, chapter 2, verse 18 to 26. Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 18 to 26.
What is
the fact that you work hard,
yes,
and leave it for the man,
who
may not have the wisdom like you do.
Listen.
So enjoy the money.
I understand. You know that when I talk about financial planning, I will normally talk about 5 important areas. Retirement planning, which we are having now, is just one of them. I'll talk about housing planning. I'll talk about children's education planning. I'll talk about giving back to society, and I'll talk about high life, which is a 5th one. So I am with you on that. Plan for tomorrow, but enjoy today.
Sharp.
But enjoying today does not mean don't plan for tomorrow. So as for the high life, and because you mentioned I'm a faith-based person, I also have a problem with the faith-based folks, because their life is some way. When you watch the average Christian couple, their whole marital life is a triangle. It's church, work, home. 5 years, church, work, home. 20 years, church, work, home. When they retire, it's a straight line, church, home, church. There is no high life, there is no enjoyment. But I recommend that you add high life. So once in a while, unye sika DB, you make money at chop some. So I am with you on that. You make money at chop some, but as you are chopping, know that old age too will come.
Sharp.
So pay yourself and invest all windfalls.
I think what Paul is basically saying is that whatever it is you want to do, just write it down and plan.
Exactly.
Schedule it in your life, right? So if you want to say you have a bucket list of countries you want to visit, you look at your income now and your savings and your investments, then you know that maybe in 5 years you can do these countries. So you plan for them. But some people don't do that. When they get some 100K windfall now, I want to go to this country, Charlie. I said, let me go. So you blow the money.
And you continue. But if you are buying your ticket early, you can buy the ticket half the price. Sometimes less than half the price. Okay. So it's an issue with planning. And so let's plan. Let's plan for the high life, but make boys no chop all the money. As boys are wasting, are you with me? As boys are enjoying, it's still important.
Well, if eating money is nice, like sitting down and counting your own money and enjoy, it is nice.
But Kojo, you see, income, income, it's like a fruit. Within every fruit, there is food and there is seed.
Okay.
The food is for consumption. The seed is for planting, it's for sowing. So definitely chop some, but also invest some into the future.
These days we need to go for a quick break. Come back and look at the mistakes. Then we'll talk about your 5 books that you launched, where Kojo was the MC. We'll get into that conversation shortly. This one we've been joined by Paul Mante, who is managing director of EDC Investments. But what the boys say is that get some backing. Put some 100,000 on the side. You can invest it. The rest, you be chopping. Chopping. When you find yourself in problem, you fall on the 100,000. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
I warned you. Elation, the river which fills up before our eyes does not sweep us away in its flood.
From the stables of April Communications, the National Theatre and Image Bureau comes the pinnacle of African theatre.
No. My powers deserted me.
No, child. It is what you brought to be.
Wole Soyinka's timeless classic, Death and the King's Horseman. Live at the National Theatre, Saturday 23rd, Sunday 24th, Saturday 30th, and Sunday 31st August at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. each day. Tickets selling now for only 200 cedis standard and 300 cedis VIP at www.imagebureaugh.com or dial star 714*46#. Don't miss this epic tale of destiny and courage. Supported by Niplant Car Rentals, Ghana Tourism Authority, and Joy FM. Sponsors: Stanbic Bank, The Luckiest, Bill Savings and Loans, and proudly brought to you by MTN.
Samsung Kickoff promo is here. The more the city appreciates, the more we reduce the prices. Double price drop on Samsung LED FHD Smart TVs, UHD Smart 4K TVs, QLED Flat 4K, QLED 8K Neo TVs, and OLED TVs. Deal breaker alert! Buy Samsung OLED 65, 77, or 83 inches and get a free projector plus a whooping discount. Samsung Jiracool top and bottom mounted fridge at amazing deals that you don't want to miss. Buy a Samsung 1.5, 2.0 or 2.5 R40 inverter AC and get a free Wi-Fi breaker. Buy bespoke 4-door refrigerator and get a free glass panel. Buy 7 kg, 8 kg and 13 kg Samsung front and top load washing machines for exciting discounts that will make you smile. Rush to Electroland showrooms and authorized dealers across Ghana. Call 050-315-9739. Samsung Kickoff promo. It's a goal for savings.
We face real challenges every day in Ghana, from high rent prices, housing challenges, expensive food, traffic that drains our pocket and reduces our life expectancy, and rising electricity bills. But what if we told you that these problems are all interconnected and there are sustainable solutions that can actually save you money and improve your life? This August, the Joy Sustainability Month focuses on solutions to some of our key sustainability issues. For 4 weeks, we're diving deep into the issues that matter to your daily life. We will explore how you can still afford to own a home in Ghana, why your food costs so much, and what we can do about it, how to cut your transport costs, and practical ways to power your home, amongst others. Every weekday, join our expert conversations on the Super Morning Show and other programs. This is not just talk, it's about real solutions for real Ghanaians. Because sustainability isn't just about the environment, it's about sustaining your wallet, your family's future, and Ghana's prosperity. The Joy Sustainability Month starting 4th August 2025. Your sustainability future starts with the right conversations. The Joy Sustainability Month is brought to you by Joy Business and supported by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
Electroland City are picky, meaning another gargantuan price drop on top of all our existing discounts on Samsung, TCL, Media, and Nasco Electronics. This now double promotion against the dollar. Soskets! The minute the city appreciates with even a single digit, we continue to reduce prices. If the dollar drops today, we will reduce again today. Rush to our showrooms and authorized resellers across Ghana and pick your picky appliances now. Call 050-315-9739 for further information. Electroland, home of luxury and affordable appliances.
This August, thousands of pastors, believers, ministers, and seekers from across the world gather in an atmosphere of powerful teaching, worship, and impartation. A divine encounter that will shift your ministry.
It shall come to pass that if thou shalt hearken diligently to the voice of the Lord, which is the leading of the Holy Spirit, the Lord will set thee on high.
The Give Thyself Holy Conference with Bishop Dagiwood Mills is here with us again. Block out those dates. Tuesday the 5th to Friday the 8th of August 2025 at the Anakazu campus, Mampong, Equiapem. Why would you miss this? Visit GiveThyselfHolyConference.com or call +233 531-611-975 or +233-599-776767 to register now. The Give Thyself Holy Conference 2025, 5th to the 8th of August at the Anakazo campus. This is your moment, your mission, your call. Be there.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's getting closer and closer. Yes, the Joy Sports Invitational Tournament at the University of Ghana Stadium on Saturday, August 9, 2025 is getting closer. So, have you called Slevin already? Well, if you haven't, this is the time to do so. So, are you a vibrant corporate brand here in Ghana? Well, you just call Slevin on 0540-106466 to register and be a part of this amazing experience full of great competition and wonderful networking. And this sure is going to be an amazing piece of corporate sporting action. The Joy Sports Invitational Tournament is put together by Joy Sports, the thrill of the game. I'm still asking that very big question. Which trophies are you taking back to the office? The CEO's penalty shootout, male soccer, female penalty shootout, unisex relay, unisex basketball, tug of peace, arm wrestling, lime and spoon relay, and swimming. Well, the ball is in your court. So now it's a must. Yes, you have to answer the roll call at the Joy Sports Invitational Tournament on August 9, 2025 at the University of Ghana Stadium. The Joy Sports Invitational Tournament is sponsored by Royal Suite Limited, Akono Ginger, Ifiwara, Ayuda, Ghana's leading services app, Abaco Services Bibre, Game Energy Drink, Feel the Energy, Yomi Yogurt, a nourishing choice, and the luckiest, star 712#, luck is everywhere. The Joy Sports Invitational Tournament is put together by Joy Sports, the thrill of the game.
Every mosquito study run away. Tonton preko, saso mi se kume tonton preko. Tonton preko, saso kum tonton preko. Na ni sham ne die edemu stronko.
This advert is FDA approved.
If you don't feel like your TV is TVing, it's because you're missing that ing. That ing. You know that ing you get when you're watching amazing TV? That's exciting, enticing, surprising, and everything in between. That ing you get when you're pressing play, binging, and blockbustering. The ing you get when you're DSTVing.
Now that's a way to make an entrance.
Get that ing with all sorts of packages to match your with DSTV.
We face real challenges every day in Ghana, from high rent prices, housing challenges, expensive food, traffic that drains our pockets and reduces our life expectancy, and rising electricity bills. But what if we told you that these problems are all interconnected and there are sustainable solutions that can actually save you money and improve your life? In August, the Joy Sustainability Month focuses on solutions to some of our key sustainability issues. For 4 weeks, we're diving deep into the issues that matter to your daily life. We will explore how you can still afford to own a home in Ghana, why your food costs so much and what can be done about it, how to cut your transport costs, and practical ways to power your home, among others. Every weekday, join our expert conversations on the Super Morning Show and other programs. This is not just talk. It's about real solutions for real Ghanaians. Because sustainability isn't just about the environmental. It's about sustaining your wallet, your family's future, and Ghana's prosperity. The Joy Sustainability Month starting 4th August 2025. Sustainable future starts with the right conversations. The Joy Sustainability Month is brought to you by Joy Business and supported by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. We still have Paul Mante, who is Managing Director of EDC Investments, that's EcoBank Development Corporation. We're having a conversation about planning your retirement. He'll just tell us briefly about the mistakes you must not make, and then we'll talk about his books, 5 books that were launched. But need fuel? Make that smart stop at Star Oil, Ghana's largest oil marketing company, with over 240 stations nationwide. Star Oil gives you high quality fuel, great service, and real value for money, and this is why many Ghanaians are switching to Star Oil. And with a Star card, you can enjoy safe cashless fueling and easy expense tracking. So wherever you go, choose Star Oil for your quality and affordable fuel.
And let me tell you about the Give Thyself Holy Conference. It's coming up on the 5th to the 8th of August at the Anakazo campus, Equiapim Mampong. Join pastors, join leaders and ministry workers for a life-changing experience with Bishop Dag Heward-Mills. Expect deep teachings, practical ministry wisdom, and the power of the Holy Spirit. Your passion for souls, loyalty, and full-time ministry will be reignited at this particular conference. If you want to register, dial *928*777# and register for the Give Thyself Holy Conference.
And welcome to the future of mobility in Ghana at Drive GH. We're not just selling electric cars, we're actually launching a movement. All electric, all style, zero fuel, zero noise as well. Cut your transport costs by up to 70%. That's right, no more oil changes, engine repairs, or long queues at gas stations. Drive now, pay later, no deposit, no excuses. Thanks to our amazing bank partners, you get some instant approval, great interest rates, and also super flexible terms. Want that luxury electric vehicle? It's yours today. And then when it's time to recharge, we've got you covered with the X-Charge EV, blazing fast smart charging network, fully self-service, and also the app enabled and growing fast across Ghana. So whether you're a smart driver, a forward thinking business, or someone just chasing sustainability goals and the SDG success, this is your moment. So are you ready to ride revolution? Drive EVGH, Ghana's #1 electric car company, and visit the showrooms at they have one at Burma Hill off the Major Mahama Road. So call 059-651-3056, or you can also call 059-979-9191 for more information. Drive EV, drive into a sustainable future.
Great. So Paul, let's conclude this one by looking at the mistakes we shouldn't make, and then we get to talk about your book, because this is a program we need to be having regularly. Yes, let's look at the mistakes.
Yeah. So the number of mistakes, let me touch on a few that we need to avoid during retirement. The first one I want to talk about is spending too much too soon, especially when the lump sum comes in. Whether it's tier 2 or tier 3 or your own investment. One of my godfathers says retirement lump sum betumi de ahye wenum no atafre ho but memene you can enjoy the interest around the lump sum, but the lump sum, don't swallow it. You can put it in your mouth, you can lick around it, you make sure you don't swallow it. So don't spend too much too soon. Resist every temptation to spend, whether it's family demands or whatever. Once it's retirement lump sum, it's not for spending.
Some people take that lump sum to finish their own completed houses.
I will talk about housing as one of the mistakes. But another one, Winston, is committing a retirement fund into capital intensive projects, where somebody is 60, they now retired, now they said, I want to go and start farming with a lump sum. I want to go into real estate with a lump sum. It's important you do something during your old age, don't get me wrong, and I encourage everybody to be active even after 60. But it's important whatever you want to do after 60, you plan for it and by the time you are retiring, the structures are in place to take off. Don't retire. You haven't done farming before. You take your retirement lump sum and say, I'm going to start a capital intensive project. Another mistake which we touched on earlier on is depending on the children, because you can be disappointed. Another mistake is retiring and living in a huge mansion, because it will come with higher utility bills, it will come with high maintenance costs. You don't need that 10-bedroom, 7-bedroom during your retirement. Remember that the house you live in is not an income generating asset. So don't retire and lock up everything in one huge house. When you retire, downsize your house. Even if you have a big house, I encourage you, get a smaller house, make some good money out of the transaction, assuming you have a good house at a good location. And I have clients who have done that. Sold the house for $600,000, $800,000, moved to Koforidua or somewhere else, Rough Accra, got a smaller house with a good environment, and live a good life. You've worked hard, you are old, enjoy your old age. So when you are traveling, you can travel business class, you can travel well. Don't retire and your entire working life is tied down in one huge house. It's just an emotional thing. It's not financial. Another mistake to avoid is having many cars or big engine cars during retirement. I know the men, we love power. When it comes to the cars, you love power, get one powerful machine, but by all means get the knockabout, so that you can reduce your fuel consumption and your maintenance cost as well. And so if you are somebody who loves cars, why not get a good car, but get something that the maintenance will be cheaper, especially during your old age, that you can use for the knockabout. The day you have to show up that I am Winston, then you go in your powerful machine. And maybe the last one I want to talk about is no estate planning, where people retire without a will, where people don't have a will. What happens to your hard-earned income when you are no more must matter to you. And it's one of the mistakes we need to avoid. From where I sit and the number of issues I've been involved in, it can be complicated when you die without a will. And sometimes the people who will give your wife and children stress can be people who are very close to you that you never imagined they would do that.
Great. Paul Kofi Mante, which means we can talk about the book. The quintuple launch. 5 books.
Wasting life is also about giving back and making lives of others better. You know, I've been committed to financial literacy. Just DDEP came and then destabilized me small, but life must still continue. People must still plan for the old age. So we've done 5 books, and I've seen people sending messages to me that, Paul, I'm sitting in my car, you guys are holding me, I have to go to the office, and some are checking whether the recording is available and all that. Now, if somebody misses this conversation, this is a good conversation. If there is a book available, they can always read. So a book gives what we are doing wings, so that you can replicate it over years. Okay, so we've done 5 books. One of them is on the subject matter we've discussed this morning, retirement planning. So I won't go into that, but I've also done a book on how to own your first house. And myself and Kojo, way back, we've had this conversation, and he understands how easy it is for a young man to own your first house. Nothing complicated. Your first house is your first house. People confuse dream house with the first house. So young people want to build 7-bedroom house that they will never finish. By the time they are done, their children are all gone already, and they don't need those number of bedrooms. So we've done a book on how to own your first house, where I have about 6 young people share their experiences on how they did it. I've done another book on multiple streams of income. And I've done another book on 80 multiple streams of income ideas. So we are not just talking about multiple streams of income, but there is a book that gives you about 80 ideas. And the last one I co-authored with my wife is on marriage and finances, because money is one of the biggest problems in marriage. Money is one of the biggest problems in marriage, and when the couples have a certain understanding, it makes their life easier when it comes to finances. In fact, it's easier for couples who work together to become financially independent than husband and wife working separately. So it's a book on money, marriage, and then finance, how more like a couple's guide to financial freedom. So these are 5 solid books that we are launching on the 3rd of August.
Okay.
That is a week from coming Sunday, 3rd of August, right behind here, ATTC. The Church of Pentecost have the Pentecost International Worship Center.
Yeah.
They have a dome there that we will have it at ATTC, 2 p.m. sharp. We're looking at the maximum 2 hours. We should be done. So I hope to see you and Kojo. Kojo was at the executive lounge, but I hope to see the two of you. So Winston, I will look out for you on the 3rd of August.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Yes, blessed to be there. DJ,
I like the marriage and finance.
Yeah.
Marriage and finance bit. Okay, so 5 books on the 3rd of August at PwC.
PIWC at the ATTC.
I know.
ATTC,
I've seen it.
Right here. Yeah.
I'll be there.
2 p.m. sharp. Yeah.
I'll be there. Anything you want to say finally, Paul, before we wrap it all up?
Oh, bro, money is everybody's business. Whether you are a pastor, you are an engineer, you are a DJ, you are Kojo Akutu, money is everybody's business. So let's all pay attention. Let's all master money. It's major. Everybody must measure it. And I will encourage those who are listening to us, don't let this the financial shake-up, the DDEP, destabilize a lot of people, including myself. And a lot of people have said, actually, if the money crowd will go chop them. What is the point in investing your money and somebody says they are giving you a haircut? We need to learn lessons out of what has happened. And for me, one of the lessons is diversification, where you don't put all your eggs in one basket. So definitely, we need to plan for tomorrow. Let's take the conversation around financial planning serious. Get a financial planner, and a number of companies, including our company, we don't charge any money. You can come in, you have a financial planner who will help you. Take charge of your finances. Don't leave it in the hands of anybody. It's your future, and you need to pay attention to it.
Indeed, it's your future, and you need to pay attention to it. That's what Paul is telling us this morning. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
We face real challenges every day in Ghana, from high rent prices, housing challenges, expensive food, traffic that drains our pockets and reduces our life expectancy, and rising electricity bills. But what if we told you that these problems are all interconnected, and there are sustainable solutions that can actually save you money and improve your life? In August, the Joy Sustainability Month focuses on solutions